So here we are again, staring at the system that insists it's all powerful. Yet every move screams fragility. Power isn't steady, it's being drained from underneath now. That's why the contradictions are piling up. That's why denials have to be retracted. That's why one day it's apology required, and the next day it's courts will decide. And on the same day, Khan is awarded bail. So continuity, the word that they worship, is no longer continuity. It's improvisation every day. Welcome to Fourth Floor Post English. Remember the Sohail Warraich saga? One interview or non-interview, depending on who you ask, was enough to expose this whole chaos. First came the spin doctors. Some claimed Imran Khan would never apologize. Others declared he already had. Still others said no interview happened at all. Establishment proxies contradicted each other line by line. Then came DGISPR, after 3 days, issued a denial. And by then, the contradictions had done their damage. Because when you have to repeatedly deny, you reveal one thing: weakness. And that weakness now has a shape: trust deficit. Not just between politician and the establishment, but inside the establishment itself. Why else would we see bail approvals on the very day the apology narrative is buried? Why else would we see senior PMLN ministers reject the 27th Amendment idea? While media proxies who work for establishment keep parroting this whole divisions of provinces and 27th Amendment, why else would Punjab's division and new provinces suddenly become technical debates, while Punjabis themselves are silent? But this silence doesn't last, sir. Push this agenda too far and it turns into revolt. The 27th Amendment obsession is dangerous. Carve up provinces, undermine the NFC, tamper with 18th Amendment. You don't strengthen the federation this way, you break it. And to that, whispers of Field Marshal title with the 5-star, legal cover engineered in secrecy. If this were truly about institutional dignity, why make it controversial? Because if you force it, it will guarantee November surprise. And if cracks are visible before November, how is this a continuity? Well, Khan meanwhile plays his paradoxical game. No apology, no deal, but tactical flexibility. Nominating Achakzai as opposition leader and nominating Azam Sawati as establishment's counterpoint. It's rigidity with the dose of pragmatism, designed to keep him relevant while others drown in their contradictions. Internationally, the establishment clings to Washington's pat on the back. American praise in the Washington Post, American nods in closed rooms. They treat it as a survival insurance. But American praise is always transactional. Today it's minerals, tomorrow it's help us against Iran, or maybe balance China. The same America losing influence in the Middle East, stalling in Ukraine, begging for ceasefire so that Trump could beg Nobel Prize and finally can turn to Tehran, the same American administration. And our power broker thinks they can outplay both US and China simultaneously. That's just pure overconfidence and mediocrity talking. Any sane man would want this to stop. Well, China, meanwhile, doesn't flatter. They pull, dragging our finance minister into Beijing, stitching ties with Kabul and Delhi, quietly preparing Afghanistan for CPEC expansion, preparing Iran for the next step. All of this is possible because of China. And then India and China are building relationship too. They may not trust each other, but both need calm. And calm in South Asia means Pakistan and India can't play their favorite card of perpetual conflict. That alone terrifies our establishment because it strips them of leverage. You talk about minerals. Anyone can buy them, from Beijing to America, anyone can buy them. Washington is only using it as a bait. And we keep sitting in the middle, mistaking this bait for loyalty. Inside Pakistan, the judiciary suddenly remembers it as a spine. Bail decisions are no longer delayed. Cases against Khan looking flimsy. Is it relief? Not really. It's a confidence-building measure, a signal that cracks are real. If this were about continuity, they would drag these cases for forever. The fact that they didn't do this means that somebody inside is pulling strings, loosening the bolts the system wanted tight. And here's the dangerous part. Establishment itself doesn't look united too. Think about it. Rana Sana dismisses new provinces thought. On the other hand, people who speak the establishment languages are shouting about it. Dar is disowning the 27th Amendment. Bilawal is calling it an hot air. Well, on the other hand, establishment proxies keep pushing this amendment line, talking about carving out the provinces like a slice of cake. This is not unity in the hybrid system. Civilians on one track and uniform on the other. And that's why the trust deficit is now peaking. This isn't the first time it's happening in Pakistan. Every time an extension notification or amendment is dangled, divisions appear. But this time it's worse because it coincides with international vulnerability, this regional dynamics which are appearing right now. America's sudden coziness is incidental, not structural. Washington is losing the region, not gaining it. We standing on its side will make us loser too. Well, the EU and UK want guarantees in Ukraine. They are not coming the same terms as Trump. Trump wants to play peacemaker with Putin because he wants peace prize. Netanyahu is digging deeper into Gaza, but for how long? And Iran is announcing nuclear resumption while inviting IAEA inspectors back. Amid all this, Pakistan is treated as a partner? No, sir, they are being treated as a pawn, a cheap pawn. Minerals and crypto laundering are the only services our rulers can offer. And even those come with expiry dates. So what happens in October and November? Revised notification or no notification? Continuity or no continuity? New faces or not? Retain it or promote someone else? Or maybe conjure a Field Marshal title to solve everything. These aren't strategies, these are symptoms. Because once continuity itself needs a legal cover, it's no longer continuity, it's desperation. And that's why every move looks contradictory right now. Bails today, denial tomorrow. Talk of provinces one day, rejection the next. Field Marshal whispers here, public dismissals there. Because the system is no longer a single voice. It's a tug of war. Someone, or perhaps multiple someones, are pulling power away from underneath, forcing contradictions, creating rifts. So let's be blunt. There is no peaceful solution this time. Deals may be floated, dialogues may be staged, amendments may be drafted. But beneath it all, erosion continues. Power is slipping away because trust deficit is growing and continuity is bleeding. The only question left, the one haunting every twist, every contradiction, every denial, and we may never find about it. Question is this: who is quietly pulling power away from continuity? Who is the real culprit behind these cracks? That will be the most beneficial of this whole chaos.